Hey guys, I hope you are all having a great day. Welcome to Power Yoga. My name is Lana. Go ahead and grab a mat, get yourself some space to move around, and then we are going to meet in a cross-legged position. Now, just a little preface before we start class today. Make sure to make this practice your own. I'll be cueing some water breaks and also some breaks in child's pose and downward facing dog, but make sure to do what feels best for your body today. We want to feel some discomfort in those tissues, but definitely not in those joints. So again, just doing whatever feels good for you today. So once we are seated on our mat in our nice cross-legged position, you can close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. And we're just going to begin to become aware of our breath. To become aware of the rise and the fall of your chest. Palms can be facing up to receive some energy from the universe, maybe a little bit of energy for our practice today, or palms facing down, maybe to quiet the buzz of the world, doing whatever feels best for you in this moment. Continuing to breathe here. And maybe becoming more aware of your surroundings as well. The feeling that underneath your body. Maybe the gentle blowing of your air conditioning. And just remembering throughout our practice today, whatever distractions are going on in all of our different places, just making sure to bring it back to the breath. Playing with a little bit of breath work before we start our practice today. Go ahead and take your right hand and place it over your belly, and your left hand and place it over your chest. We're going to be playing with some 3-part breaths today. So on every inhale, we'll be inhaling into the belly, the lungs, and the ribs, filling up from bottom to the top, feeling that bottom right hand fill first, and then that left. So on your next exhale, letting out all of the air. And inhale to fill the belly, the ribs, and the lungs. And exhale completely. Again, inhale, belly, ribs, lungs, and exhale completely. One more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, and exhale completely. Awesome job. You can return your hands to the tops of your thighs. Maybe notice if you are filling the belly with air a little bit more on every inhale. Being able to soften that diaphragm. Maybe take a moment to set an intention for your practice today. Something to come back to along with the breath work. Something to focus on and meditate on. And whenever you're ready, gently blinking your eyes open, ready to begin our practice. So starting with some side stretching on our next inhale, begin to reach the arms up. And exhale to the right side, right hand comes to the floor, reaching over. And inhale back up through center. And exhale to the left, moving with the breath here. On the inhale, coming back up, reaching towards the sky. And on the exhale, falling over to a side. Really moving with the breath here, doing what feels good for you. Not trying or paying attention to the hips too much, not trying to keep anything attached to the floor. Just dynamically warming up the upper body. Taking 2 more breaths here. And on the next inhale, meeting back up through center. On the exhale, drop the arms, throw the feet out, shake the legs around, and then cross your legs your second favorite way. So maybe you had the right leg on top last time. Go ahead and put the left leg on top, or whichever the opposite leg. Coming into some twists on the inhale, reaching up. And exhale over to the right side. Right hand comes to rest on the floor behind ourselves, and left arm reaches to come onto the top of that right thigh. Gaze is towards the back of the room or wherever is comfortable. On the inhale, reaching up through the spine, and exhale, sinking deeper into this twist. Again, inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale to sink deeper. Taking one last breath here. And on your next inhale, coming back up through center, arms come up, and exhale over to the left side. Right arm to the top of the left thigh. Gaze wherever is comfortable for you. Again, on the inhale, lengthening through that spine, and on the exhale, sinking deeper into the twist. Again, inhale to lengthen, and exhale to twist. Taking one more breath here. And on the next inhale, arms coming back up through center. Reach up a little bit taller, and exhale, forward fold. Palms of the hands come down to the mat. Forehead releases. Just taking a couple breaths here. On the next inhale, beginning to walk the hands up slightly and begin to roll over the knees to come into a tabletop position. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, coming into a dynamic cat-cow. On the inhale, fill the belly with air. Round through the spine, send the hips back, bring the gaze forward. And on the exhale, coming into our cat pose, press through the shoulders, release the neck, and round through the spine. Again, inhale to cow, and exhale to cat. Again, moving through this pose dynamically, moving with the breath, doing what feels best for your body, just gently warming up that spine, taking whatever variation you'd like, maybe adding in a few circles, maybe sending the hips from side to side. We are here for a few more breaths, so doing whatever feels best for you. And on your next exhale, meeting back in a neutral tabletop position, begin to walk the hands back to sit back on the knees. We are going to warm up our wrists a little bit. So setting our hands flat on the floor, spreading the fingertips, really feeling every part of the hand connect with the mat. We're going to be doing a little bit of palm push-ups to help strengthen our wrists before our practice today. This is going to be a common theme throughout. So on your next inhale, begin to press into the pads of the fingers to lift the palms of the hands up off the mat. Exhale, release. Nice job. Inhale, press into the finger hips, lift the palms up off the mat, and exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, press into the pads of the fingers, lift the palms up off the mat, and exhale, release. Awesome job. We are going to be widening the knees just a little bit, sending the hands forward and sending the hips back to come into a nice child's pose. Release the head. Forehead can come to rest on the mat here. Reaching up through the arms, reaching through the shoulders. I'm taking a few breaths here. If you're comfortable, feel free to stay here, or you can try to come into a few more of those palm push-ups. On the inhale, press into the palms of the hands to lift the forearms up off the mat. Nice. Spread the fingertips, press down into the fingers. And on the inhale, press into the finger pads to lift the palms up off the mat. And exhale, release. Again, inhale, palm push-up, press into the finger pads. And exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, palm push up, and exhale, release. Awesome job. Forearms can return back down to the mat. Take a few more nourishing breaths here. And whenever you are ready, begin to tuck the toes and make your way into your first downward facing dog. Hips send up, pressing through the shoulders. pressing into the fingers, pressing into the palm of the hand. Maybe walking it out here, bending the ankles, bending the knees. If you feel a little unbalanced, maybe widening your stance. And continuing to breathe. On your next exhale, begin to walk the hands out to come into a high plank position. Awesome job. And exhale, walk the hands back into the downward facing dog. Exhale, walk forward to plank. Inhale, walk back to downward facing dog. One more time, exhale, walk forward to plank. Taking a few breaths here, pressing into the hands, pressing into the shoulders. Breathing into the back upper body. Lifting the spine up towards the sky. On your next exhale, begin to come down into a forearm plank. So just bringing the forearms down to the mat. If you'd like here, you can interlock your fingers. And on your next exhale, begin to send the hips back, coming into a puppy pose. Nice press through the forearms, press through the shoulders. And exhale back to forearm plank. Again, inhale, puppy, send the hips up, press through the forearms. And exhale to plank. 2 more times. Inhale to puppy. And exhale to plank. Again, inhale to puppy. And exhale to plank. Awesome job. You can release the fingers and step back up to a high plank position. We're going to be moving through a shorter Vinyāsa. So on the exhale, begin to pull the chest down, moving through a chaturanga. Nice. So coming all the way down to the mat, spreading the fingertips, beginning to pull the scapulas back, pulling the shoulders back, and coming up into our baby cobra. And whenever you're ready, on your next exhale, moving through tabletop and back into our downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here, maybe noticing the body is a little bit warmer. Finding some stability in our pose. Begin to shift weight over into the left foot. On the inhale, lift the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Inhale, knee to chest, place it at the top of your mat. Nice, so the hands are framing the foot here. The back heel is popped. We're going to begin to pull weight into the upper body. On the inhale, sweep the arms up, coming into a crescent lunge. Taking a breath here. On every inhale, reaching up through the arms. On every exhale, sinking deeper into that front leg. Arms can come back into cactus to come into a slight back bend, opening up the chest. And on the exhale, begin to bend the back left knee to touch the mat. Inhale back to crescent lunge. Exhale, bend the knee, touch the mat. Inhale, crescent lunge. 2 more times. Exhale, bend the knee, touch the mat. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, bend the knee, touch the mat. Inhale, crescent lunge. Begin to pull the hands down to frame the foot and step back to our high plank position. Moving through our Vinyāsa. On the exhale, chaturanga, bringing the chest to the floor. Maybe this time moving into a full cobra pose or an up dog, whatever is feeling best for you today. And at your own breath pace, moving back to that downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. Beginning to find some stability, shifting the weight over to the right leg. Inhale, left leg up, 3-legged dog. Pull the knee into the chest and place it at the top of your mat. On the inhale, sweep the arms up, coming into a crescent lunge. Again, on every inhale, lift up through the arms. On the exhale, sink down into this pose. Squeeze the left glute to even those hips out. I'm noticing I am not activating that glute, so making sure we do that. And on the exhale, pull the arms out into cactus, broadening through the chest. On your next exhale, begin to bend the right knee to touch the mat. And inhale back to crescent. Exhale, bend the knee, touch the mat. Inhale to crescent. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale back up. Exhale, touch the mat. Inhale back up. Awesome job on the exhale, framing the foot. This time we are going to step up to a forward fold. On the inhale, coming up halfway, flat back. On the exhale, forward. And then on the next inhale, sweeping the arms up, bringing the hands over our chest, and releasing down. Awesome job. If you need to grab some water, go ahead and do so. We are going to be taking a moment's break, and then we will be moving into our next vinyasa. So whenever you guys are ready, meeting back at the top of our mat, going into a sun sal. On the inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, coming up halfway, flat back. And exhale, placing our hands on the mat, jumping or stepping back to a high plank, high push-up position, and moving through your vinyasa. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale to the cobra variation of your choice. And exhale, downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. Finding some stability. Inhale, right foot up. Pull that between the knees. Frame the foot with the hands. Inner spiral the back heel to prepare for warrior two. So toes towards the side of your mat. And inhale to cartwheel the arms up into our warrior two pose. On the exhale, sinking deeper into that front leg. Gazing out over the fingertips. And finding some stillness in this pose. On your next exhale, bring the right forearm down to the right leg. Reach the left arm over to come into our extended side angle. Making sure not to put all our weight into that right leg. Still maintaining a strong core and a strong upper body. On the exhale, begin to pull the left elbow back. That's the arm above our head to pull that thoracic spine back. Inhale, extend that arm once again. Exhale, bend the elbow. Pull the chest open. And inhale to extend. One more time. Exhale, pull that shoulder back. And inhale to extend. Maybe feeling that rotation in the chest. Your gaze might be a little bit higher than it once was. Taking one last breath here. And on the inhale, beginning to pull the upper body back up. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot. Step back, chaturanga, move through your vinyasa. Taking a few breaths here in downward facing dog. Again, finding that stability. Inhale, left leg up. Pull the knee into the chest. Frame the foot. Inner spiral the back heel. And cartwheel the arms up for that warrior two. Again, finding some stillness here for a moment. Left arm to left thigh. Right arm reaches over. Coming into our extended side angle. On the exhale, bend the top arm, the right arm's elbow back to open up through the chest. Inhale, extend that arm once again. Exhale, bend the elbow, pull the chest open. Inhale, extend the arm. One more time. Exhale, pull that shoulder back. Inhale to extend. Taking a breath here. Maybe noticing that the chest has opened up a little bit. And on your next inhale, pulling the body back up, framing the foot, and stepping forward. Forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway, flat back. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, pressing through the feet, reaching the arms up overhead. Bringing the hands together over our chest. And releasing. Awesome job. Sunset A again. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway, flat back. Exhale, placing the hands on the mat, jumping or stepping back and moving through your vinyasa, chaturanga, chest to the floor. Moving into your up dog or cobra variation. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths here. Finding that stability. Inhale, right leg up. Pull the knee into the chest. Place it at the top of your mat. Inhale to come into our crescent lunge. Reaching the arms up. Pressing into the front leg. Preparing for warrior 3. Begin to pull the hands down over our chest. Shift the weight forward and gently hinge at the hips, pulling that back left leg up with the left foot dorsiflex, toes pointing down towards the mat. Trying to keep a nice straight spine from the top of the head all the way down to the bottom foot. That whether your foot's just a couple inches above the mat or you're a little bit more extended, doing whatever feels comfortable for you. Now on the next inhale, we're not going to place that left leg down on the ground, but we're gently going to hinge at the hips to pull the left knee up. Taking a breath here, finding a spot to focus on, pulling that knee up with a nice flexed foot. And on the exhale, gently hinge at the hips to send the foot back, placing it back down on the mat, frame the foot, step back, Vinyāsa Chaturanga. Move through your sequence. Meeting in downward facing dog. Again, finding some stability here. On the inhale, left leg reaches up, 3-legged dog. Pull the knee into the chest, place it between the hands, and inhale to sweep the arms up. Taking a breath, finding your stability. Preparing for warrior 3, begin to bring the hands over our chest. And on the inhale, shift the weight forward, gently hinge at the hips to bring the back right leg up. Squeezing that back glute, dorsiflexing those right toes so the toes are pointed down towards the mat. Taking a breath here. On the inhale, gently hinge at the hips to pull the right knee up. Taking a breath, finding a spot to focus on, working on some balance. On the exhale, hinge at the hips, send that back right leg back down to the mat. Hands come down to frame the foot. Inhale, step forward, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway flat back. Exhale, releasing forward. Inhale, pressing through the feet, extending up, bringing the arms up overhead, resting them over our chest, and releasing them down. Awesome job, you guys. One more sunset A on the inhale, reaching the arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, palming the floor, stepping back to our high plank and moving through your vinyasa. Finding some stability in that downward facing dog. On the inhale, begin to lift the right leg up, pull the knee into the chest, and place it at the top of our mat. On the exhale, release the back knee down to the ground. Inhale to reach up, and exhale to rest the hands on the top of the right thigh. Really stretching out that back quad. Taking a breath here. Exhale, hands return back down to the mat. Come back up onto the back toes. Step back to our high plank position and move through our vinyasa. Keeping that body warm. Finding our stability in downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the left leg up. Pull the knee into the chest and place at the top of our mat. Awesome job. You can release that back right knee down to the mat. Inhale to reach up. And exhale to place our hands on that left thigh. Really stretching out that right quad, stretching out that left hamstring here. Breathing into this pose. Exhale, hands come down to the mat, step back to our high plank. We are going to pause here because we are going to be coming into some side planks. So taking a breath, breathing into this pose. Placing the right hand in the center of our mat. Exhale to open up to the left side of the room, bringing the left arm up. Now, if you'd like, you can drop that right knee down to the mat, or maybe if you'd like to challenge yourself today, you can bring that left leg up to come into a starfish plank. Doing whatever is best for you and your body in this moment. We'll be here for about 3 more breaths. Awesome job. On the exhale, returning back through center, taking a breath in our neutral plank, and this time moving over to the right hand side. So placing that left hand in the center of our mat, opening up to the right side of the room, taking any variation that feels right for you today. Pressing through that left hand, pressing the side body up. We are here for about 3 more breaths. On your next exhale, returning back to center, drop the knees to come into a tabletop position. Maybe swing the hips from side to side. If you need to, this is a great place to sit back on your knees. Maybe grab a sip of water. And meeting back in that tabletop position, we are going to be moving through some bird dog poses. So on the inhale, reaching those left fingertips forward as we exhale to pull that right leg back. Right now we're just balancing on the floor. If you'd like to, you can stay here, or on an inhale you can squeeze that back right glute to lift the leg as we extend that left arm forward. This is our basic bird dog pose. Again, if you're comfortable, feel free to stay here, or if you'd like to come into some crunches, you can do so by pulling the left knee or the right knee to the left elbow and exhale to extend. Inhale to crunch. Exhale to extend. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale to extend. 3 more times. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale to extend. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale to extend. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale to extend. Keep that back right foot up. You can replace that left hand back on the mat. Point the back toes and bring the leg out to the side. Awesome job. Touch the floor. Inhale back up and touch the back of the mat. Inhale to the side. Exhale back to center. Inhale to the side. Exhale back to center. 1 more time. Inhale to the side and exhale back to center. Wonderful job. You can return that knee back to the mat. Send the hips from side to side and prepare for that same thing on the other side. So on the inhale, beginning to bring the right fingertips forward, just resting the fingertips on the mat. On the exhale, straightening that left leg back. And then on the inhale, squeezing that back glute and reaching that right arm forward. If you'd like to, taking those crunches on the inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale to extend. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale to extend. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, extend. 3 more times. Inhale, elbow to knee. Exhale, extend. Inhale, elbow, knee. Exhale, extend. 1 more time. Inhale, elbow, knee. Exhale, extend. Bring that right hand back down to the mat. Keep the left leg up and lifted. On the exhale, bring it out to the side and touch the floor with the big toe. Awesome job. Inhale back to center and touch the back mat. Exhale, side. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Inhale, center. Exhale, side. Inhale, center. And 1 more time. Exhale, side. And inhale, center. Awesome job. You can return that left knee back to the mat. On the exhale, widen the hips or the knees a little as we send the hips back, coming into a nice child's pose. Bringing the forehead down to the mat. Reaching through the shoulders. And bringing it back to that breath. Playing around with our parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system today. Working ourselves up, bringing that heart rate up in the sympathetic, and then bringing it back down with the breath. Focusing here on lowering the heart rate once again. Taking nice, full, deep, nourishing breaths. If you need any water, this is a great place to grab some. Just walking your hands up, taking a couple sips. We'll be in this position for about 10 more breaths. Meeting back in that child's pose if you are not already there. Continuing to focus on the breath. And whenever you are ready, we will be meeting back in downward facing dog. So tucking the toes under, pressing through the shoulders to send the hips up. Again, maybe walking it out here. Finding some stability. And on the exhale, we are going to be coming down into a child's pose squat. So bending the knees, bending the ankles, sending the hips back, hovering above the mat. And inhale back to downward facing dog. Again, exhale, bend the knees, send the hips back to hover above the mat. And inhale back to downward facing dog, really activating those glutes here. Nice job finding some stability once again. Shifting the weight over to the left foot on the inhale, lifting the right leg up, downward facing dog. Begin to pull the knee into the chest and hold it there for a breath, squeezing that knee up. Exhale back to three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to chest, this time coming over to the left elbow. And exhale, downward facing dog. One more time, inhale, knee to chest, this time coming over to the right elbow. And exhale, three-legged dog. Place that leg back down on the mat, walk it out. Finding some stability here. On the inhale, begin to lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Pull the knee into the chest and hold it there for a breath, pulling it into that chest. On the exhale, return back to that three-legged dog. Again, inhale, knee to chest, this time crossing over the midline, coming over to that right elbow. And exhale, three-legged dog. Again, inhale, knee to chest, this time coming over to the left elbow. And exhale, three-legged dog. You can return that foot back down to the mat. And on the exhale, bending ankles, knees, and hips, begin to walk back to meet the feet, coming into a forward fold. Maybe taking ragdoll here if that feels comfortable for you, grabbing opposite elbows, releasing the neck, and on every exhale, allowing yourself to fall deeper and closer towards those legs. Having a nice healthy bend in the knees here, if this is difficult at all. We are here for about 2 more breaths. On the exhale, releasing the arms and beginning to press to the feet to lift the arms up. Bringing our palms together, resting them over our chest, and releasing them down. Awesome job. We are going to be coming into some nice standing poses. So first, just shaking out our legs. We're going to start with our right leg, lifting it up and just shaking that ankle around. Moving up to the knee, shaking the knee out. And finally moving up to the hip, just sitting that side to side, rotating that in the socket. And exhale to place that foot back down on the mat. Same thing on the other side, lifting the left leg up and just shaking the ankle out. Moving up to the knee. And then rotating that hip in its socket. Awesome job. Placing that foot back down on the mat. Putting more weight into our right leg, we're going to lift the left leg up once again and place it on our leg for tree. So you can have it a little bit lower if that feels comfortable for you on the shin, or you can bring it up above the knee, just making sure not to put any weight on that standing leg's knee. On the inhale, you can extend the arms up and exhale to bring them out to the side, making a nice big T shape. finding a nice spot to focus on. And on the exhale, begin to tilt the arms towards that knee. So tilting towards the left side. And exhale, back up through center. Inhale, twisting towards the right side. And back up through center. Again, exhale over to the right side, left side. Sorry about that. And back up through center. And finally over to that right side. And back up through center. Release that leg back down to the mat. Shake out that standing right leg. I love that it plays around with the balance a lot, even for me. Place that foot back down on the mat. This time putting weight into the left leg to lift the right up. Go ahead and place that on the leg the same place that you did on the other side. Inhale to reach the arms up and extend them out into that T. Finding a nice spot to focus on. Side is not working out for me. There we go. On the exhale, begin to tilt towards that right side. And inhale, back up through center. Exhale over to the left. And inhale, back up through center. Again, exhale over to the right. Inhale, back up through center. And over to the left. And inhale, back up through center. Awesome job. Release that foot down. Shake out that standing left leg. Nice. Moving into an eagle pose. Again, putting more weight into our right leg. Taking the left leg up, outer spiraling that thigh, and beginning to wrap it over our standing leg. Now, if you can only get this first wrap, that's totally fine. If you'd like, you can go and try to wrap the toes around the standing leg as well. Taking our eagle arms, right arm underneath left. Nice. And on the inhale, you can try to raise the arms up just a little. Again, just taking whatever wrap you can that's comfortable for you. If you'd like to make this a little bit more challenging, on the exhale, you can begin to sink down into this pose, sending the hips back. Again, trying to keep those nice straight arms. We are here for 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, begin to stand back up. Unwind yourself, shake out that standing leg. And moving into that same thing on the left side, putting more weight into that left leg, lifting that knee up, outer rotating that thigh, and beginning to wrap it around that standing leg. This time we are doing left arm over right, the other way. Again, just trying to find that wrap, maybe extending those arms up just a little bit. And if you'd like to, you can begin to send the hips back to sit down into this pose, coming into a slight fold. We're here for 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, beginning to extend back up, unwrapping the arms, shaking out that standing leg. Awesome job. Moving into some chair poses, coming to the nice inside of your mat, feet about hip length apart. On the inhale, reaching the arms up, and exhale, sinking back, bending the knees, sending the hips back, looking down at our feet, making sure we can see our toes, making sure our knees are at a nice even level, reaching up through the arms, sending the fingertips up towards the sky, nice straight back. On the inhale, activate the glutes to extend back up, keeping the arms nice and tall. Maybe smiling because we're so happy to be activating our glutes and our leg muscles today. And on the exhale, coming back into another chair pose, sending the hips back, bending the knees. On the inhale, squeeze the cheeks to extend back up, keeping those arms nice and high. Again, on the exhale, send the hips back. This time, bring the arms to come over the chest, preparing to come into a twist. So we are going to be twisting over towards that right side. So the left elbow is going to shift down as our right elbow opens up towards the side of the room to point up towards the sky. On the exhale, bring the left arm over to rest on that right thigh. Look back down at those knees. Make sure one is not protruding in front of the other. And on the exhale, bring the gaze over towards the side of the room. Keep squeezing the glutes. And here, focus on the breath. You should feel that belly breath touching the thighs. On your inhale, bring the body back through center. Extend the arms. Squeeze the glutes to stand up. Awesome job. Back to chair. On the exhale, send the hips back. Bring the hands over the chest, this time twisting towards the left side. Right elbow rotates to point down. Left elbow rotates to point up. Bring the right elbow to rest over the left thigh, twisting towards the left side of the room. Gaze can be out towards the side of the room. Taking a few breaths here, making sure one knee is not protruding in front of the other, squeezing the back glutes. We are here for 2 more breaths. On the inhale, return back through center, extend the arms up, and squeeze the glutes to lift up. Awesome job. One more time. On the exhale, send the hips back to come into our chair pose. On your next exhale, sink a little bit lower. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. And then sink all the way down to the mat. Awesome job. I know last semester in my in-person classes, I'd always get really big groans right there. So I'm pretending you're all groaning, and that makes me very happy. Alrighty, so coming into some dynamic boat poses. If you need water, go ahead and grab some. And then we are going to be meeting on our mat with our knees up, feet flat on the floor, knees together, squeezing the thighs to keep the legs together. At first, using our hands to straighten through the spine, pulling the shoulders back. And on the inhale, if you'd like, lifting the legs up. Again, trying to keep those thighs together. Using the hands, you can keep them here to keep a nice straight spine, or if you'd like, you can bring them up by the sides of the legs. Now, if you are comfortable in this position, feel free to stay here, or if you'd like, you can extend to hover above the mat and inhale back to boat. Exhale, extend on the mat, and inhale to boat. Exhale, extend and hover. Inhale to boat. 2 more times. Exhale, extend and hover. Inhale to boat. Last time, exhale, extend and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Awesome job. I would get groans there as well, so I'm hoping for some more groans. We are going to be coming into some extended leg switches. So you can place your hands underneath your bottom if that feels comfortable for you. And on your next inhale, begin to extend both legs up. Feet can be flexed or pointed, whatever is most comfortable for you. I like to keep a little bit of flexion, dorsiflexion in my feet. And on the exhale, begin to extend the right leg down to hover above the ground. And inhale back through center. Exhale, extend the left leg down to hover above the mat. And inhale back through center. Exhale, extend the right leg down. And this time, switching both legs at the same time. So that the right leg is up, left leg is down. And then the opposite in a kind of scissor motion. Moving with your breath here. Making this a very dynamic motion. Making this as intense or as chill as you would like. And on your next exhale, meeting with both feet up towards the sky. On the exhale, release the knees down And begin to rock side to side, grabbing the knees and giving the lower back a little massage. On your exhale, begin to set the feet flat on the mat so the knees are pointing up. We are going to be coming into some dynamic bridge poses. So hands can be by your side. Again, knees pointing up towards the sky. On your next inhale, squeeze the glutes to lift the hips up, coming into a bridge. And exhale to release back down. Again, inhale, squeeze and lift to bridge. And exhale back down. Again, inhale, squeeze and lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze and lift. And exhale to release. Awesome job. This time we are going to be adding in a little bit of chest opening to this as well. So on your next inhale, squeeze and lift to bridge. Then bring the hands behind the back, interlock the fingertips, and begin to walk the shoulder blades closer to each other to broaden through the chest, sending the hips up higher. Keep squeezing those glutes, squeeze the knees back in towards each other. We don't want them bowing out towards the side. And here we are taking 3 deep breaths, continuing to squeeze the glutes. On your next exhale, gently send the hips back down to the mat. And again, inhale those knees into the chest, giving the back a nice little massage. We are going to be moving into plow and shoulder stand. If these are with my mic dying, but that's okay, we're back. Meeting back in a nice stretch now that our mic is all good and fully charged. Pulling that knee in, extending that leg up. On your exhale, bending that knee, pulling that leg to the side, almost like it is reaching towards your underarm. Feeling that nice stretch here. On your next exhale, moving that knee back to a neutral position. And exhale, bringing it over the midline, over towards the right side of the room as you extend both arms out, coming into a supine twist. Gaze can be over towards those left fingertips. Releasing into this pose, maybe closing your eyes. We will be here for about 5 more breaths. On your next inhale, pulling that knee back into the chest, this time pulling the right knee in as well. And maybe coming into a happy baby if that feels comfortable for you. Bringing the feet above the head, grabbing the big toes or the outside of the foot, and just gently rocking from side to side. Maybe extending one leg and then the other, doing whatever feels good for you. Taking our final breaths before we come into our relaxation pose of Shavasana. On your next exhale, release the feet, extend the legs on the mat. Hands can be by your side, or maybe if you'd like, resting on your belly, if you found that helped you to concentrate on the breath a little bit deeper. We'll be coming into 10 counted breaths together. So on your next exhale, releasing all the air completely. And inhale 1. Exhale 1. Inhale 2. Exhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 3. Inhale 4. Exhale 4. Inhale 5. Exhale 5. Inhale 6. Exhale 6. Inhale 7. Exhale 7. Inhale 8. Exhale 8. Inhale 9. Exhale 9. Inhale 10. And exhale 10. Returning to your own breath pace. Allowing yourself to sink into the mat. And focusing on the breath as you allow every muscle in the body to relax and release. Begin to bring some gentle movement back into the body. Maybe wiggling the fingers or the toes. Or feel free to stay in the Shavasana for as long as you would like. On your next inhale, begin to reach the arms up, stretching just like you do when you wake up in the morning. And on your next exhale, rolling onto your favorite side, resting your head in your hands, and taking your final breaths of the practice. And whenever you're ready, keeping that top leg heavy and using as little energy as possible, begin to press yourself up into a seated position, bringing the head up last. Maybe keeping the eyes closed if that feels comfortable for you. And on your next inhale, beginning to reach the arms up, bringing the palms together, resting your hands over your third eye, over your lips, and finally over your heart. The light within me honors and respects each and every one of you. Namaste. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's practice. I apologize for any technical difficulties you guys had or that we had and it reflected upon you. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. If you could, in the description box down below, there is a little survey to fill out, and I would love to hear something you really enjoyed about the class and maybe something different you'd like to see for next time. I hope you all have a great rest of your week and your night. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.